Craziness erupting, just like craziness erupting in Sam's bedroom. Something's just smashed and fallen over. The game was, just a wild game. I don't know how the fuck we're going to break this down incrementally, whatever the words is. I don't know what to think about that game, genuinely. I was screaming at one point. I was upset at one point. I was fucking concerned at one point. 4-4, Sam. I know we said I know you said in the preview it could be potentially a lot of goals. I said in the pre-match build-up, I felt like there was going to be a lot of goals. Did we expect that many?
No. Sorry, I'm just a bit annoyed. My catch just smashed the Lego Old Trafford on the floor, so that's.
Oh right, so that is just add to the fire.
Much like this game, Smash My Dreams.
Yeah,
of
Smash
like
the Theatre of
fifth
Dreams.
Place. Yeah, Theatre of Dreams are going into fifth place. First half, it looks like some of the best football I've seen under Ruben Amorim.
Yeah.
In all honesty.
Yeah.
And then the second half, we just decided to go, you know what? We're bored with this control and like doing stuff the nice way. Let's just like let everything go. I just not defend at all and just go all out attack. That's what seemed to have happened in the second half. Defense was just a second thought at that point. It's just madness. Absolute fucking madness that was.
Yeah. If you're looking at a game and you're trying to reference something and say, what real life game do you think or has felt like a FIFA game? It was that game. It was really end to end, really open. Both managers going for the neck almost. They could smell blood. Again, we'll try start from the start. Like you said, the first half we did start off like a firework. We was all over him. I thought probably the best. I said it in the chat. The best 45 minutes I've seen from Manchester United. Like they was on it, especially the four attackers. Well, I'd say Cunha, Mount, Ahmad, really, really strong. And Boom had his moments, which we'll get onto in a moment. But you look at the first goal that we score, Sam, after Ahmad kind of heads it in, nods it forward, a bit of an offside scare or whatever you want to call it. After that goes in, at that point in the game, do you feel like this is not going to be a comfortable win, but it felt positive, right?
Yeah, like it like I said, for most of the half, I looked at him. We looked good. Like obviously the goal that Bournemouth scored was not great defensively, with Shaw sort of being bullied, almost being a bit weak, I would say, and then having it go back to 2-1. I was like, okay, like a bit of a mistake, but we can do something here. We can change things. And then the second half just changed all of it, just changed everything, and I was just like, I really don't know what's gone on. Like I don't know what happened at half time, like because it seemed like a totally different team that came out. Like I don't understand.
Yeah, it's weird, and it feels like this has been kind of a theme of United's season for as long as I can remember. We can score as many goals, but we can never, ever, ever seem to keep the back door closed. And again, when you look at the players in the back line, we look at Aiden Heaven and you look at Lenny Yoro, I believe they're genuinely really, really talented, right? But you could tell there was a real lack of experience in that team today. There was moments where I made a couple of notes in the first half where they're not tracking the runners, they're not covering space, they're not doing what a seasoned veteran at the back would usually do. And it was costing us at times. And I feel like the manager could smell that. And I feel like Bournemouth players, when you've got attacking players like Semenyo, even Krupi when he came on, and could cause pockets in those little transitions if you make the slightest mistake, they punish that. And again, we were still conceding goals. Don't get me wrong, when De Ligt was in the side, but did you feel like there was that real solid experience, even if it was Maguire, just someone to batten down the hatches a little bit and give us that?
Yeah, like De Ligt, I think was a massive miss. Like I think De Ligt is becoming one of those players where you're like, without him, we look very naive in defense. Like Shaw, we know has mistakes in him. Aiden Heaven leading the line as as the central centre back. We saw that against West Ham. He had a really poor game and showed his inexperience. Had a better game the next one, but again, I thought he was all over the place in this one. Had his moments and stuff. So lacking experience in there. Like Lissandro, I don't know how fit he was. I think he would have made a difference had he started in this game. We saw him go central centre back, didn't he, when he came on against the Wolves? So could he have he done that job? So yeah, it's defensively We spent 200 million. I saw someone say we spent 200 million on the attack, but defensively we still look the same. Like
Yeah.
without the likes of De Ligt and Leacher, we
Mm.
look at sea. Like we don't have any sort of leaders. Yoro, who's 18, Heaven, who's 18, Shaw, who should know better, but we know he's got a mistake in him. Dallo, who I think has improved over the last couple of games,
Yeah.
but gave the ball away on one of the transitions on the attack when it was all chaotic and stuff. So still has that in him. That defense is lacking. Is lacking a lot.
That first goal, I want to go back to that a little bit because the first thing I written down as soon as we conceded that, obviously you had a bit of a miscommunication. Mount gave it to Shaw. Shaw took a heavy touch, they pinched it off him, played it straight into him, and Semenyo's going to bury that every day of the week. But then you saw Aiden Heaven not pushing over as well. Again, maybe a more experienced player would have kind of shifted over and covered the ground. If you get beat at the back post, it is what it is, but at least you kind of tried to stop the shot. But what I remembered was last season, Luke Shaw to Dorgu on that side, messing about, and Bournemouth scored for exact same kind of area and position. So that goes to show the team's improving in certain departments, in the attacking department, but still defensive. There's still lapses. There's still giant gaps. And I like the fact that we went for it, but it's kind of like management knowing when. I felt like when we went 4-3 up, I felt like, right, you could see this game out now, but it was kind of like, it left it open to go end to end, and it baffled me a little bit. When you've gone behind so many times, you're finally on top, you're at Old Trafford, you're in the 75th minute or whatever it was, and they're still going for it. Was you behind that at the time? Was you like, yeah, go for it, or did you feel a similar way?
No, I liked that he wasn't making 4 centre-back substitutions or 4 defensive substitutions, which is normally his pattern. He went for it and he tried to win, which I'm all about, and I'm happy with that. What I'm not happy is the lack of sort of defensive experience and the lack of, I'm trying to think of the word, but when like you said, you have to close down a game and players
Naivety.
Just stupidity at times. And I think that's what annoys me. And people are going to blame the manager for this, and people are going to blame him for certain things. It maybe is to blame for it. But I think a lot of this today was on players. Players making mistakes, players not doing the jobs, players being too lackadaisical and not showing 100% focus all the time, which in the Premier League you can't do. If you don't show 100% all the time, you get punished. We've got punished by Wolves, been punished by West Ham, we've been punished by Everton, all lesser teams than us, and all maybe lesser teams are equal to Bournemouth. And Bournemouth put us to the sword. Evan Nilsson has not scored since August. He's never had an easier time against our defence. Semenyo's not scored for 5 games, I think, and he gets a goal. So it's just like these guys have been kept out, but our defence can't keep it out. And I just think mistakes like Shaw's, who I kind of could get past Heaven and Yoro because they're still learning the trade, they're still young.
Shaw's been here a decade.
But Shaw, he knows, but and to be that lackadaisical, he gets the ball from Mount and he's just sort of like casual with it, and then just gets shoved off, and then jogs back. I'm like, that's not forgivable. That's not forgivable.
You mentioned Anton Semenyo there, and there was a situation in the first half where Dallo was a little bit naughty going into the back of him, and he knew what he was doing, and I get why someone would be upset with that. But he did put his hands on his throat. Now, if you look at the actual rule, grabbing someone's throat in football, especially in the Premier League, is violent conduct. And usually they get sent off for it. Now, there's been cases where I'm sure Dermot Gallagher on Sky Sports has gone, oh, no, that's not our bag. You know what it's like. But we saw, again, a couple of seasons ago, Casemiro, right, on Will Hughes, hand on his throat, sent off. Do you believe Semenyo should have been sent off for that?
If it, like you said, you posted the rules in the chat, and if that is the rules, then he should be sent off.
Yeah.
Like consistency. Like if that is a rule, you violently put your hands on someone. And even with Casemiro, it wasn't even around the throat. He had him by the collar, didn't he?
Yeah.
Like if you look back at it, so he wasn't even around his throat. He's on his collar, which
so it's like, is it because he's only got one hand on his throat? Is that
that's what I mean. Like I don't get it. It just seems like I don't play into conspiracy theories, but it does really do feel like sometimes like apply these rules, but only if it's not a United player involved. If United players involved, then forget the rules and just do whatever you want.
Yeah,
that's what it feels like.
I'm not saying that because, like, as if we should have won the game if he would have been sent off. Like, it's nothing to do with that. I'm saying in isolation, that in general, for me personally, I felt like he should have been sent off.
that didn't change. That wouldn't have changed.
No,
Defensive naivety.
we still probably would have drew the game.
Maybe, yeah, because Everton with 10 men, you
Exactly.
think, oh yeah, we'll put this away, but we
Exactly.
didn't. So
Yeah.
yeah, I really, yeah. There's so many things we could go at in this game,
Yeah.
and it's a shame we only have like 20 minutes to half an hour because that game is an essay waiting to happen, isn't it?
We'll get through it. It's not a problem. So yeah, 1-1 just before the second half. Sam Casemiro goal from a set piece. Bruno Fernandes corner. Petrovic on that. I mean, that was like Bayern Day levels. That was.
He doesn't like corners, does he?
Oh
Does not
my
like corners.
goodness me, that was shocking goalkeeping. Obviously you take the goal and you're happy, and you think, right, reset just before half time. Happy days. Casemiro gets his goal. He scored a couple of them from set pieces. It's his bread and butter. Perfect. Exactly what we want. Then you go at the start of the second half. I don't know how many times a manager needs to tell a group of players that be ready, be on it straight from the start. Because we wasn't the first half. Then the second half, immediately within a couple of minutes, Evan Nilsson fucking trots through the middle. Heaven too far forward. Casemiro is doing his best to track back on the other side. Dallow's on the floor fucking holding his nose or something over, like, I didn't even see the challenge. I don't know if he was generally hit or not. But again, just easy. It's way too easy, in it, the goals that we're conceding.
Yeah. Yeah, we seem really, what's the word? Lightweight, I think.
Yeah.
That's the word I'm looking
lightweight,
for.
inexperienced, naive.
Like, just really lightweight. And, like, the only sort of people that offer that are Leacher, who obviously is coming back from an injury, and De Ligt, who is injured.
Yeah.
So,
where is he?
Like, I don't know. Did he say a back problem?
He said, "Oh, we thought it'd be like one game, and then it's a back issue." So now we're seeing like,
I'm not 100% sure like what exactly it is, but it's a bizarre one. But yeah, Leacher coming back can only help us because I think Aiden Heavens had 3 games now, and he's looked ropey in 2 of them, which says to me he's not ready.
Like, I think there's a talent there, though, Sam.
There is a talent, but I think he's not ready to just start game after game after game after game. Like, I just don't think.
I know it's like that comes with games and being alongside leaders, in it, like alongside players like De Ligt, guiding you through a game. I don't blame those players like Yoro and Heaven.
No, I don't blame him.
Yeah, I think that there's genuine talents there, but this is the Premier League, mate. You're talking like killers. Even Bournemouth, people might joke like, I might joke like it's a shit club.
Semenyo's
is
one of the best players in the league at the minute. Like,
yeah, he's unbelievable. Even players that they bring on, that Krupa that he brought on, David Brooks was causing problems.
Evan Nilsson last year got 16 goals.
So, I'm not overlooking that at all, but the lack of experience, and I think the lack of experience from a manager as well. I think a manager who is seasoned, who a Jose of old or Antonio Conte, something like that, they would see that game out, and we would have took the 3 points there. And for me personally, I thought it was naive. Just keep going for it. Because the way the game was going, it was always going to end up like, it's almost like you're gambling. Gamble at the right times. Gamble if it's free. Gamble then. Don't gamble when you're fourth. Take the 3 points, and we'd be sitting here talking now. We're 5th in the Premier League, talking about European football. So that, for me, the way we started the second half was absolutely shocking. The Casemiro yellow, Sam, that you always talk about, that he always gets every single fucking game. I don't blame him because, again, he was in on goal. So in his position, you're going to do that. But then on the free kick, did you have any kind of qualms with Lamont at all?
On that as well, like yellow card, that means Casemiro's suspended for Villa now.
Oh, shit. Someone put that in the chat in the pre-match, by the way. Oh, was it you?
No, I was, in the pre-match, sorry.
In the pre-match, someone commented saying, I bet Casemiro gets a yellow because he misses the Villa game then.
There you go.
Crazy.
So, no Mbumo, no Ahmad, no Mazraoui, no Casemiro against Villa.
Wow.
And possibly no De Ligt, the way it's going at the minute.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's worrying. There was a little thing that they sort of picked up on Sky Sports. I don't know enough about goalkeeping to say, but apparently he jumps before he dies, which Onana had a similar thing. Did he go forward? He'd come forward and then go, and it was a similar technique. So again, but I don't want to criticize Lamont too heavily because he made about 4 saves that were really good. And towards the end, I think Bournemouth had like 2 or 3 opportunities and he made fantastic saves and kept them from winning the game. But yeah, it's one of those, isn't it?
Yeah. And we're not done yet, people. I will get into the comments in a minute. Just let me, I'm trying to go through the game chronologically, and then I'll go through all your opinions, just me. So keep getting them in. So really interested to see how people have seen this kind of game through their lens. And Boomo, Sam, there was a couple of notes I made. Sort of big chances missed.
Yeah,
There was one where it was like a volley, like a half volley, where he was right in front of goal and he skies it over. There's a couple of
yeah.
times when he was getting in pockets and then not
There was
playing. Like
there was
timing
that
was off as well.
there was that ball over the top from Ahmad where he
Yeah,
stretches for it, and if he scores, it's like one of the best goals of the season.
yeah. The
And he,
volley from
again,
Cunha, wasn't it?
yeah,
As well.
yeah.
Like there was a lot of opportunities that he could have buried. I
He
thought
don't
out of
look
the four, he was the one that was off it today.
he don't look sharp, did he? Didn't look
No,
sharp.
looked tired.
Like his touch was off. Like normally, his touch is one of the best things about him. His first touch, and it didn't look like it was all there. Whereas Cunha looked a lot better
Yeah.
than what I've seen
Oh
in the
yeah,
past couple
it's
of weeks.
one of his best games in the shirt, in my
Yeah,
opinion.
he
Yeah.
looked tons better, and obviously got a goal and an assist as a reward. So yeah, I think it is worrying. But again, Ahmad shows up and puts in a really good performance just before he heads off to Afcon, which
Yeah.
is typical,
Yeah.
in it. Which
Yeah,
is
I thought Ahmad
irritating.
was really good. I mean, you talk about man of the match contenders, he's definitely in the mix for it. But then
Yeah,
again, Bruno Fernandes gets another goal and another assist, and that free kick was fucking. I
clutch.
mean, if Tavernier felt good about his free kick, as soon as Bruno stepped up for that and top right court, I was screaming,
Yeah,
absolutely screaming, like, oh
yeah,
my, this guy, I love him. Never ever say a bad word about him again because he always fucking delivers. And he has
yeah,
done it this season, even from a deeper role, and gets us back into the game, which is why it's so upsetting, Sam. When Sesko goes through, sets up Cunha, Cunha scores. There's the cherry on top. Game done and dusted. And then Krupi comes on. Martinez not tight to him. Krupi scores 4-4. And you're like, what is happening in this game?
yeah.
It was just mad, wasn't it? Utter madness. I've never seen, for a neutral, I bet that was super entertaining.
Oh yeah. Like for a Monday night football game, you couldn't have asked for a
Unreal.
better game. Like that
Yeah.
was perfect view. Like I remember there was a Monday night game a couple of weeks ago. I think it was like Leeds Everton, and I've never seen such a boring game in my entire life.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think it
You're
was
right.
0-0, and it was just fucking dog shit. Like it was awful. Whereas that complete opposite end of the spectrum, like for a neutral, fantastic. It was very reminiscent of Leon, wasn't it? Like, do
Yeah.
you remember the Leon? Like just goals back and forth, and I was just hoping that we'd get a winner from somewhere,
hmm
but unfortunately didn't get there. But yeah, the goal from Cunha, fantastic. Really happy for him to get a goal. But then again, Leacher again, like I want him back, but again, he's still getting up to speed in it. He's still
He was
not.
off it when he
He's
came on,
still
in
not
my
there. He's
opinion.
still not there yet. So again, it's a little bit sort of cautious at the minute.
hmm
What did you think of Mainu's cameo? By the way,
Yeah.
like he came on 30 minutes.
Mm.
I thought he looked decent. I thought he had it's probably his best cameo so far. I would say.
Yeah, I thought he was good. He came on and he was more of a regista. He was kind of getting on the ball and picking his passes and controlling it like a Paul Scholes would at time, not to the
Yeah,
length of the long passes and stuff, but he was controlling the tempo a little bit. There was a couple of times off the ball where I think Bournemouth caught him lacking a little bit. Maybe that's nitpicking. I'm not sure. But yeah, it was good. I mean, it's not as if he came on and I was like, oh no, why has he made that sub? Like, I thought it was a good sub to make. I
yep,
thought it was proactive, which Amarin's been criticised for before. And yeah, clearly we was going for it, and clearly that was a plan. But it's just, yeah, I want to see what everyone thinks because I think opinions are going to be very mixed on this. Rayonata straight off the bat saying Amarim out, 6 goals conceded, 5 scored, 7 points dropped in 3 games at home. No long-term vision, no academy in the same broken pivot. Thank God the record's intact thanks to Le Mans. Yeah, Le Mans made some really big saves towards the end, it has to be said. Some good reactionary saves. Heaven is no way near ready for Premier League football. I don't think people would have said that after the first half, though. I thought Heaven was okay in the first half. And then the second half, yeah, it kind of went to shit. So, kind of Jekyll and Hyde performance. I'm sorry, but Mainu's slower than Casemiro. We need a faster centre mid. This team is so mentally fragile. We should have been 3 or 4 up at half time, and then we shut the bed. Such a bipolar team. The finishing for Mbumo, Ahmad, Cunha all season has been very poor. We've conceded more goals than Forest, and they're 16th. When is enough, lads? I'll throw that to you, Sam. Yeah.
um, yeah. I think the attack is working to an extent. I think it is clicking. Like there were still misfires and stuff like that, but clearly the midfield is still an issue, which we've been saying it since we started this channel. I've been
Yeah.
asking for a six, and a guy is obviously not the guy because he's not come on in any of the games, and is he going to start him on Sunday?
I I don't. I think he might go for Cobby, to be honest with you.
Cobby.
Potentially.
So
Yeah.
I love Cobby. I think he's got great ability
Yeah.
and some really good talent, but he's not that guy to cover that defense, which
Mm.
just makes me suspect that Villa are going to have an absolute field day with that wide open midfield.
Yeah. Expect. I would suggest probably another end-to-end game. When it gets to the Villa one, but yeah, you make a great point. Box puts Cunha 2 goals in 23 games is woeful. Yes, he's an upgrade and plays nice football and improves us, but goals for an attacker is the bread and butter and the currency you live by.
Yep.
I've been openly critical of Cunha, but that you can't criticize Cunha in that game. Not for me.
No.
Not a fucking prayer. Cunha, that's one of the best games I've seen him in that shirt. Gets a goal as well on top of it. There was so many periods in that game where we're in tight areas and he gets us out of it and relieves the pressure. And he's driving up and down the pitch. He's got energy for days. He's not a fucking chance I'm criticizing Cunha in that game.
No.
No way. I don't know if you agree, Sam.
No. Again, I think he for the season overall so far he should be doing better.
Yeah.
But it's not necessarily just him. Like I think a lot of the team is malfunctioning at points.
Yeah.
The only guy who sort of steps up on the regular is Bruno Fernandes, but he's been doing that since day dot, since he came to the club. So these guys have not been here for a full season yet. So I'm willing to give them the benefit of doubt for now.
Yeah.
But people like Shaw, people like Dallo, they've had their opportunities, they've had their chances. So those are the guys that I'd be looking at and going, you need to ship up and shape out. Like it's not good enough. But yeah, I feel harsh criticizing attackers when it's so chaotic like that because they took their opportunities when they had them. Cunha took his opportunities when he had it. Bruno took his opportunity when he had it. Mbeumo, as we had touched on, he was off it and he didn't take his opportunities because if you say Mbeumo he had 4 opportunities, say he takes 2 of them.
Yeah.
We probably win that game and it's done with in the first half.
Thing is, though, people will throw back and say, oh, well, if Bournemouth took their chances, then, they would have won. I just felt like I do agree. For me, if you're going to go at attackers and pick one out, it's Mbeumo I'm going at. I think Mbeumo had so many moments and opportunities where he could have done so much better. And maybe you do see the game out, but, if wishes were fishes, the whole world would be an ocean. So we're not in that kind of scenario.
There was a lot of tactical changes.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people were asking, like why, and then obviously the article from Laurie came out today saying he's thinking about doing a 4-3-3 or 4-2-4. And I think in points in that game we did have that, but it seemed like every time we scored, he switched back to a flat 5. And I just think, do you think that affected the game? Like, do you think that was a thing of like, oh, we switched to a flat back 5 now, so we're in defensive mode, so we take our foot off the pedal, and that allowed Bournemouth to get back in every time we scored?
I just felt like it was more. I felt the centre backs shown the youth and their inexperience for me. I don't know tactics. I'd have to go back through the game and watch it all because there was that much that happened. It's hard to really remember certain things. I just remember individuals at times not being where they're supposed to or not tracking the man. I feel like that was like evident even from the first half. You could see people spaces opening and Bournemouth targeting it. But it's because we have a young manager and a young team. Like for me, that just shown, and ultimately that's why we ended up getting the point at the end. There was Amarin's just come out and got asked about kind of switching it up and playing a back 4 and what have you learned and all that kind of stuff. So I'll pop it on the screen for people to give it a read, and I'll read the quote out for you as well, Sam. So he's basically said, let me pop it on there. Ruben Amorim asked if he's learned something about playing a back 4. He says, a lot of good things, but a lot of things to work on. We are not winning games. Sometimes in the details, it's not about because it's a back 4, back 3, back 5. It's the details that we need to work. Understand the momentum of the game. You need to be more clinical because, again, today against a very good team, we create so many chances, which I think, it's an honest assessment. We did create shitloads of chances, but it means nothing. If you're
same story, isn't it?
Yeah,
same story.
Yeah. If you're doing anything in life, it's you can't have it that open at the back. I mean, that sounds weird, but you know what I'm saying, innit? You
As
just got
Chivy would say, pause.
as Chivy would say, pause. So, with that, I'll get back into the comment section before I dig myself a hole. Sesko cost us 75 million. Why? Sesko created the Cunha goal. Stop this nonsense criticism.
We haven't got go at Sesko, really. His first game back from injury, and he played 20 minutes. Like, come on.
Weird. If Manu hasn't proved himself to Amarin, he never will. The Pratt spent the last 24 hours beefing the academy only for one to show him right up. So many opinions in here. I'm going to try to get. Please do leave a like on the video for us and subscribe to the channel if you thought that game was utter fucking craziness. Luke Shaw get rid. That's from John O'Mahony. And Bruno needs the AFCON. Been off the pace after the last break, but losing Ahmad will kill us. We just play chaos football, hence why we get games like this. Attack is fine. We need to score 1 million because our crap midfield and defence. We need to offer Anderson from Forest, whatever he wants in the summer, midfielder over anyone. I think this was last year we would have lost. So, yeah, very, very mixed opinions in there, which I understand. And we're trying to get some more reaction from the manager or both managers because I'm interested to see what Areola, I can't say his name, you know what I mean?
Iriola.
Yeah, Ireola, yeah. People, especially at Old Trafford, want to win, but they also want to be entertained by watching good football. We did that well at times. The result should be completely different. That's also from Ruben Amorim. We're losing a lot of games because of the details, not the system, not the formation. Again, I think the 6 minutes of the second half, similar to Forest, we lost concentration and they scored 2 goals, but we managed to get back to the game. We scored 2 goals again. Do you think this is the reason why we won't get European football, Sam? Because it's purely alone the defence? Because the attack is good enough, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just the inconsistency of the defense in it. Like, we can't keep a clean sheet to save our lives. Like, it's just not doable. And goals win you games, but defenses win you sort of titles, is the old phrase, isn't it? So if you can't keep a watertight defense, you've not got much chance of like finishing any higher than what mid-table-ish, right? Because the goal difference will just equal out, and eventually you'll lose or draw more games than you win. So yeah, until we sort that out and we get a couple of clean sheets together, Europe just looks like a distant possibility. But then again, this league is so mental and so crazy. Who fucking knows at this point? Because Palace were a great team and they're having a run of like a terrible run of games. Yeah. Liverpool, Bournemouth, City, Liverpool have had their thing. Even Arsenal have a thing. Villa didn't win a game for the first 5 games, and now they're one of the best teams in the league on form. So, like, who knows? Like, who fucking knows at this point?
No one knows. Our next 2 fixtures: Villa away, Newcastle at home. And then Newcastle, on the flip side of it, just lost to Sunderland. They're 12th in the league, I think, on 22 points or whatever. So I don't know. I think when we look back at this Premier League season in years to come, everyone's just going to go, I don't know, mate. I just don't know. It was just the weirdest, craziest time. Set pieces were back. It was, you know,
we're top of the table for set piece goals, by the way.
Another one. Obviously,
how weird is that?
Another 2, wasn't it? Because obviously Bruno scored a free kick and Casemiro scored.
How weird! Like, how many years were we going? We are fucking awful shit at set pieces.
Yeah,
and now I think we've scored like 13 set piece goals, which is, I think, only Arsenal are better than us.
Yeah,
mad, absolutely mad.
So the standings at the minute, we're level on points with Crystal Palace, who are in 5th. We're in 6th place. Liverpool level on points with us as well, and Sunderland. So we're in the mix there. But the issue is, like, the games that we've just had, Sam, were supposed to be the quote unquote easy games, layups, where we're supposed to get points. So now what happens is there's expected to be performances against these teams like Villa and Newcastle without the likes of Ahmad and Mbeumo. So what is the solution there for you?
I'm not sure. Like, if he is talking a formation change, that would be a solution. We go back 4. You go Dallo and Shaw as your wing backs, and then you stick either De Ligt, Leacher, or Yoro Leacher, or Yoro De Ligt, whoever you want to pick. And then midfield, obviously, we're gonna have to figure out something for Villa because Casemiro will be out. So is it Ugarte, Kobe, Bruno?
Oh, I don't want to see Ugarte in there. We really don't want to see.
But like, who else? Like, do you chuck like a Jack Fletcher or a?
No, he's not.
Do you know what I mean? Like, who'd you put there?
He's not going to do that in the Premier League.
Mason Mount? Do you drop Mason Mount back?
I don't know. He'll go Kobe, or he'll go midfield Ugarte, Kobe, and Bruno potentially. But I don't know.
think
I'm not filled with confidence with any of them, to be honest with
the
you.
front line, I think we've got options. Like I think Gunye's in for Mason Mount is really good. I think Sesko, with the right sort of minutes and opportunities, will get there and stuff. So I think we've got options there. But yeah, that midfield is a worry, man. It's a big worry.
Yeah. What do we all think in the chat? There's plenty of you, so let us know and I'll read them out. Only ones we can get in January is Tyler Adams, Steeler, and Gallagher. I dare Ineos to use the "we can't sign anyone in January" excuse, because you could argue we need a defender now because this is madness. But the weird thing is, at the start of the season, we was all saying, "Oh, we don't really need centre backs because we've got plenty of them. We've got Yoro, Heaven, De Ligt, Lissandro, Shaw. We don't need." But arguably now, if you're going to go out and buy, you probably could do with a bit of experience, to be honest with you. I don't know what's going to happen with Maguire in the summer. And then your oldest centre back then is...
He's out of contract, isn't he?
Lissandro, is it? 25, 26,
yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know what they're going to do. It's mental. It's going under the radar how bad this team is defensively. Boxing Day will mark 2 months of the day from the last win at home. Wow, that is mad. Yeah. That's crazy.
Remember last season we struggled to score goals. How much that was a struggle, and then this season we can't keep a goal out of our net for love nor money. Like we're just conceding them at a rate that is just insane.
Yeah. Out of curiosity, why can't Mount and Bruno swap in game? He never does it, and it feels Bruno can do more at the 10 than Mount can. I think Mount does drop into midfield at times and helps out. In terms of position swapping, Mount is not really... Bruno could do that role much better than Mason Mount can, in my opinion. But you will see him at times. Bruno will push forward and Mount will help out in recovery.
Mount hasn't got the... He's got decent passing, but he's not got the passing range that Bruno has. Like Bruno from deep can like spray some really good passes. And I think Mount is better sort of 1-2s and like around the box. That's where he sort of thrives. So I think it sort of makes sense to where they're positioned.
Yeah. What else have we got? Out of curiosity, De Ligt was meant to be back for Wolves. Where is he? Harry Maguire's fallen off the face of the earth. I don't know what's up with Maguire either.
Nope.
Genuinely.
Nope.
Have you seen anything, Sam?
Not on Maguire, no. I know De Ligt was the back and they thought it was a small problem, and apparently it's not a small problem. Maguire, I've got no idea what it is.
Yeah. Bizarre one, but we need him back. Hopefully some of them will be back for that Villa game, because that is just going to be fucking utter carnage if we can't. They're probably the most informed team in the league at the minute. So you need warriors and you need experienced heads and people who aren't going to lose it.
Their midfield is fucking class, by the way.
Yeah, Tillemans is playing really well.
Kamara,
even like Morgan Rogers at the moment is playing out of his skin. It's fucking unbelievable. So yet another day as a Man United fan where you're just asking like, what on earth has happened? It's just we always have utter bizarre chaotic games where you just never know what's going to happen. We thought it was chaotic under Erik ten Hag. That had a bit of a feel of an Erik ten Hag game.
Yeah, it did.
It really, and that's not like praise. That's not a compliment to Ruben Amorim.
It's not what we want. We don't want that.
We don't want that. We've had more than enough like bizarre moments. But I suppose one thing you take from it at the end of it is you truly never know what's going to happen with this club or in a game. You really, really don't. So bring on the next game. Villa, what date is it? Just to double check. Let me have a look.
Sunday, is it?
Is it this Sunday when we play them? It is Aston Villa, Sunday the 21st of December, then Newcastle the 26th of December, and then Wolves before the new year. So Wolves at home there. Yeah, let's see what happens. We will be back over the next couple of days with Unfiltered, a couple of breaking news shows and some other bits and bobs. I'm going to do a mini solo review after this as well, so keep an eye out on socials. If you want to follow us on Instagram, we'd be very grateful. Almost at 10k there. Drop us a follow on X for all the post-match reaction as well, and then head to TikTok. Drop us a follow if you don't, and subscribe to the channel, please. Appreciate every single one of you. Appreciate your time and all your thoughts and opinions. This has been the post-match review. Manchester United 4, Bournemouth 4. When will it stop being absolutely chaotic?